Hello and welcome, I'm Arumba. Thank you for joining me. We're on episode number 51 of Let's Play Ahistoric England for Europa Universalis IV. So we're doing pretty good. We have claims on some provinces. We should consider attacking these people. Let's see, Denmark, we ended up doing all kinds of interesting stuff with them recently. Before the 1.2 patch, I had tried to claim their throne, but then it didn't really work out, and they ended up becoming strong again. They already like me quite a bit. I could improve relations with them. We're only at 85 right now. And I do want to do something with them soon. We've got a couple spare, or had a spare couple diplomats. They will be back soon. Doing okay on all that stuff. We got some pretty good religious unity. Reform desire is very high. We could convert to Catholic, like convert to Protestant or some of those stuff, but I don't want to do any of that. Suffering the penalties is just too high. Of course, with 89.7 army tradition, we can have some massively powerful leaders. Overextension is being worked on right now. That's going to take another few years. 4 years by the look of it. But what to do next? Okay, well of course that expiring Casus Belli exists. We are currently fully funding our military. We don't really need to do that. Let's actually tune that all the way back down to like here, because we're not going to be fighting anybody for a little bit. And other than that, what do we want to spend money on? We've got a little bit of money. We could build some farms or weapons manufacturing places. It takes about 6 years to build those. Not about 6 years, exactly 6 years, in fact. But extra goods increases trade income, also increases the production income. And it's very, very efficient with administrative points, monarchy points. So I think we might want to spend money on that versus doing some of these things like the constables, which are very, very efficient as far as like the income goes, but they're very points inefficient. So, like man, 3.2 increased gold, that would be really good. That's an extra 3.2 gold per year just for one building. That thing will pay for itself in no time. Plus it stacks multiplicatively with future bonuses. But, yeah, like a weapons manufactory. We could get, you know, it only shows 1.98. That's the actual tax revenue that we'd get out of production. But that doesn't factor in the trade bonus. Because the production is it's complicated. But production is the current price of iron multiplied by the total goods produced multiplied by other stuff, the production efficiency and all that nonsense. That's where that productive number comes from. That's why it's showing that if we were to double the amount of goods produced, we'd get 1.98 increased income, which is somehow figured in there. I don't know exactly. I don't feel like doing the math right now. But it also increases the trade value, which would end up showing up in the trade income for the thing. So it could make sense in like one of our prime nodes. In fact, I haven't looked at my nodes in a while. We should do that. Every now and then you should just check out your nodes. So right now we have a merchant in Bordeaux who is transferring trade power along this route into England, which is good. That's the London trade node. And then I also have another merchant down here who's steering trade away from Sevilla into Bordeaux. And that's the only direction it can go, so looks like about half of the wealth is being forced out. We have a lot of power from trade ships here. My overextension is really hurting our score though, so I want to avoid overextension whenever possible now. Really I do. If we're playing technically correct. We have a lot of trade power here, 79% of the overall trade power, so we're really forcing a ton of that wealth forward. And it looks like, yeah, if we can get those other guys absorbed, we'll have full control. And then we're collecting for free here, and we're getting 88% of the total wealth in this node. Everyone else is trying to pull it forward. It might be worth putting just a couple boats here just to make sure we've got enough power to really capitalize on that income. Getting only 14.78. This is the only node we're actually collecting from trade in, so it could be better if we had a few more ships there. I think I will do that. I'm going to pull some ships from this furthest node away. How many do we have? Because we have 126 trade power coming from these. Let's find it. So we've got a number of fleets. We've got one ship here. This is a caravel. Why are you on your own? I don't know. We have another caravel here. That's also in Sevilla. So we have Sevilla, Sevilla. We've got these ships which are in Bordeaux, and these ships which are in Sevilla. So, okay, so let's just take you and you and you and get you guys all to come together first. Alright, we'll combine and then say protect trade in Sevilla, and then actually just split them, and we'll take this half and have them protect trade in London. Just to make sure we get the absolute most out of it. I feel like it... I mean, I could only get, like, if I'm already at 88%, I could only get another 10 or 12% more, but it just seems like it makes sense to me. If that's the only place we're collecting from. The other thing is that, you know what, come to think of it, like, we're the only person who's applying power in this direction right now. So we're only boosting the trade value by 5%. So having this merchant here is boosting the wealth by 5%, which then gets multiplied by 10% with this merchant. It seems to me like collecting from trade here would actually produce more overall wealth. Although then I would experience a trade penalty, making my ships inefficient. Nah, it's probably still better to do it that way. Okay, well that's what we're doing though. So let's go. So who to attack next? That's the real question. And who can we absorb next is the next question. Let's take a look at that. Granada is at 176 relations. Castile is at 66. I seem to recall that Castile was like a big part of my future plans. We're waiting for... We don't have an alliance. We're in a personal union. Already a subject nation. So we can't integrate them before a long time from now, so I don't really need to worry about it. But that is somebody that hopefully aggressive expansion will go down enough in the future that I can integrate them pretty easily. So that covers Castile. Denmark we're pretty happy with. Provence was one that I think I also needed to integrate. That can't happen for another 6 years. They're also very upset with my aggressive expansion. Pretty much capped out on relations here. We could send them a gift, couldn't we? And that would give us, you know, as much as 25 opinion, that's all. But we're 6 years away. Okay, and then I just want to get my bearings straight on the other relationships that we have. So, Brandenburg is at 101. Austria. How about Granada? Granada would be an annexation. 1577. That's also quite far away. And our relationship has not really been improved that much. Only plus 82. So let's improve relations with him. That caps out all of our diplomats for the moment. And I guess we'll go through a period of like peace and stuff. Like I don't know, I feel like let's take a look at national ideas. We haven't done that in a while. We're almost capped out on this thing, and unfortunately, I'm really disappointed. I never got the opportunity to really abuse the English idea. It used to be embargo efficiency plus 100%. Now it got nerfed to Kingdom Come. Kingdom Come. It was a glorious thing, and I didn't even get to use it. It's very sad. But the very next thing we'll get is the Sick and Hurt board, and then we'll also get the embargo efficiency, and we'll also get the ability to do rebel support efficiency increased, and may infiltrate administration. So we get all kinds of cool stuff if we spend some diplomacy, or sorry, administrative points here. And then from there, probably going to focus on technology again, because we're so far behind in these two techs. Like all of our neighbors have it, I think. Neighbor bonus minus 25. Neighbor bonus minus 20. Like I'm really far behind on that stuff. So we'll need to do that, but that's next, soon to come. Legitimacy is starting to work its way up, which is good. Austria's left the coalition, so is Poland. People are starting to realize I'm a pretty nice dude. Average claim 560. Yikes. I think I'll actually tune my military maintenance even lower, if possible. Yeah. We'll still slowly reinforce those final troops, but we'll keep fleet maintenance all the way up because we're using a lot of trade power right now. And as far as ships go, actually, I think I have room for quite a few more boats. So what shall we do? Are we going to need to be a mighty naval power in the near future? I think not. I mean, we already have enough ships to do that. We've got 12 carracks, 63 caravels. 24 cogs is quite good. I think I'd like some more trade ships. Especially because they don't cost any trade power, they only cost money. Really, so let's get some of those going. We can make 21. And I think we will make all 21 of them. That is 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. That'll take us right up to the limit. It'd be nice if you could set a rally. Let's take off force march here. Click to disable. It's grayed out. Ah, this is the infamous bug that I've heard of. So force march is locked. It happens. So apparently what you do is you split the armies a lot. And don't ask me why that works. But supposedly... Nope, doesn't work. I don't know why. I really don't know why. Maximilian Lancaster. Yeah, this is a... It's still bugged for some reason. Sometimes it just gets forced and you just can't turn it off. So let's just not worry about it. No big deal. Whatever. So we still have control of this guy. We don't even need to vote for him any further. 45 and Denmark's up to 73. I don't think we'll be able to get him, but I'm going to hold on to my papal influence to see if it's possible, maybe. And another big change that they made is that they... Apparently, this is one of the reasons why it was so easy to get control of the Curia, is that feel like future cardinals couldn't die. Like they just were immune to death. And it made it so that people could like live and just get really stupendously old. So lots changed. In general, I think it's even more important that you vote for young people to try to make sure that you get somebody for a long period of time. But they'll be pretty aggressively pursued by other people too, especially if you play against players. Pretty excited about that. I'll be doing some more player-based EU4 soon. So, what to do? Getting no real progress. Oh, we are. Okay. What are all my diplomats doing right now anyway? Improving relations, improving relations, improving relations, improving relations, improving relations, and improving relations. How boring. Alright, so you are working in the Papal State. The Papal State is independent. Is that right? And we care about you're my vassal. I can't annex you because you need 190 opinion. Improved relations is only at 37. Apparently I have a casus belli against them. Well, let's find somebody else that we can remove them from to work on that. Sejolin, so this is Denmark. They're not going to accept vassalization, of course. Yeah, this is one that we can tune off for a second. Saxony. I believe Saxony was one of the people that can vote. Yes, that's why I was working on them. Okay. And then Great Britain is working in Granada. Granada I am trying to annex, but we can't do that for a number of years, so we don't really need to improve relations with them yet. So let's recall him as well. I want to do some fun stuff. Since we have all of these ideas that allow us to do espionage type stuff, I think we should be doing that. Brandenburg. They are what? They're a royal marriage with us. And that's really about it. Brandenburg. They have a fair bit of land. More than I can offer vassalization to. I guess it makes sense to work on them. And then Brabant. Which, Brabant is just like, what, a single province. And I don't even remember why I was working on them either. Royal marriage, vassal, annexed vassal, improved relations. Oh, Brabant, I think, was another one of the electors. No, it's not. I don't know. Okay, well, either way, we've freed up 2 diplomats. We can play with them. The nation of Brandenburg, your faithful ally, is requesting that you come to their aid in the Brandenburgian reconquest of Neumark against the Teutonic Order, Saxony, Hungary, and Ukraine. This is a war that they have started. Sure. Sounds like fun. Let's go to war. But I do want to remember to use my diplomats to do stuff. I think I was trying to do something with the Pope. I wanted to... I can't do a royal marriage, but I can send them a gift. Sent gift isn't a modifier that they have. And I think we can also offer them military access. Now they already have military access. Well, I can guarantee them, maybe? Nope, they're already subject. Well, the most we can really do then is a subject war. Or sorry, a gift. So I guess it's not that important. But, okay, well in that case, let's remember to raise up military maintenance and get ready to go to war with these guys. Hungary, Hungary, Hungary. So, alright, well I'll take a break here. I will see you again in the next video. Thanks for watching, everyone. See you soon.